In recent years, the deer population around the forest edges has grown uncontrollably, causing serious damage to our village. Every night, large herds of deer flood into the fields and orchards, trampling and devouring acres of valuable crops, rice, young corn, and freshly ripening vegetables. Faced with the risk of losing the entire harvest, our main source of livelihood, a village emergency meeting, was held. In the end, we reached a difficult but necessary decision: to organize a controlled deer hunt, aiming to reduce their numbers, protect our property, and restore peace and balance to the village. Everything was ready. At dawn, we set off. The hunting journey officially began. Deer are generally gentle creatures, but with their massive size, we couldn't afford to let our guard down. Anything could happen. Through the binoculars, the first target quickly came into view. While the deer was still unaware, I aimed the rifle and pulled the trigger. The bullet tore through the air. Hit, startled, and wounded, the deer bolted deep into the forest. With their large build, taking one down with a single bullet isn't easy. It seemed this hunt wouldn't be an easy one. The team quickly regained focus. Long-range scopes were mounted to ensure greater accuracy. This time, the deer had little chance to escape. The scope did its job perfectly. From over 500 meters away, I fixed my eyes on the target, tracking its every move. The moment came, boom! The deer dropped instantly. One less threat to the crops. We moved toward a distant hill, an ideal spot for observation from above. Everyone found a good position to stay hidden. At that moment, James spotted a target. He squinted, waiting patiently for the deer to stop. Then, bang! A clean shot. The deer went down instantly. Meanwhile, on the western edge of the forest, Kelvin's team also had great success. As they ventured deeper into the woods, a deer suddenly appeared. Without hesitation, Kelvin took a precise shot, taking down the animal instantly, a quick, skilled reaction worthy of a veteran hunter. By late afternoon, as dusk approached, we began heading back toward the vehicles. From our hiding spot, a familiar silhouette entered our sights. I adjusted my aim toward its weak spot, pulled the trigger, direct hit. The deer tried to flee, but didn't get far. One bullet was enough to restore peace to the village once again. The GPS signal beeped rapidly. From the hillside, James quickly took position, scanning the surroundings. The target couldn't escape his sharp eyes. There it was, no hesitation, a single shot, and the deer became our next trophy of the day. While James was engaging his target on the hill, I managed to take down another one nearby. From nearly 1,000 meters away, the glint of antlers peeking through the tall grass caught my attention. My heart pounded, sweat trickled down, but I stayed calm. I took aim, fired, and ended the hunt with precision. As the sun faded, we regrouped and made our way back to the village. Along the crop rows beside the road, the familiar sound of destruction reached our ears. The deer were still causing havoc. A burst of gunfire quickly followed, reducing their numbers and bringing this exhausting hunting day to a close. The hunt was conducted responsibly, providing clean meat, and more importantly, protecting the upcoming harvest. Though it was a tough decision, the outcome restored the much-needed balance between humans and nature, bringing peace of mind to the villagers. When people think of Tennessee, most imagine rolling green hills and peaceful farms. Truly, this land is beautiful. But behind that beauty lies a serious problem: the destruction caused by wild boars. While most people are still asleep, my brothers and I are already home. What wakes us is not an alarm clock, but responsibility. Responsibility to the farmers who called for help, to the fields threatened every single day. Today's mission is simple: track down and deal with the boars wreaking havoc. Come join us for a day in the life of our hunt. Are you ready? Let's go. Dawn has yet to break over the Tennessee hills, but the battle has already begun. After laying out our strategy, we split up and push into the dense thickets. Here, visibility is nearly zero. Everything depends on hearing, courage, and seamless teamwork. Despite the tangled terrain and obstructed vision, I carefully followed the sound of our hunting dogs barking. As I drew near, I saw the pack surrounding a wild boar, cutting off all escape routes. All I needed was to find a clear angle, then squeeze the trigger. One decisive shot sealed a flawless teamwork play. The hounds blocked its retreat. I delivered the final blow. Today, it seems luck is on our side. Ignoring the distracting chorus of barking, David kept his cool, approaching the target slowly, calmly. Using the trunk of an ancient oak as perfect cover, he waited for the right moment. When it came, he raised his rifle, and boom, neutralized the target instantly. A prime example of keeping steady nerves and sharp technique under pressure. How many points would you rate this clutch play? Elsewhere in the thickets, Thomas picked up on suspicious movement and readied himself for a close-range clash. The moment the boar charged out, his decisive shot rang out. The beast lost balance, tumbling down the slope, stopping the threat in its tracks and restoring peace to the fields. It hid in the shadows to spread fear, but we stood firm to protect the land. This finishing move deserves a solid 10, don't you agree? After a quick lunch to recharge, we drove toward the western hillside. Here, patience was the advantage, and long-range calculated shots were the keys to success. Despite the scorching heat on the rocky slope, our mission allowed no lapse in focus. That persistence paid off when a wild boar revealed itself. Just as it began descending, the shot rang out, pinning it before it could take another step. Amid this barren rocky land, we fight to preserve the grass and flowers. From his elevated vantage point, John calculated a nearly perfect trajectory. The boar ran below, completely unaware that every move was under control. The moment it crossed his line of sight, the curtain fell. End game. Just as the mission on the hillside seemed complete, a lone shadow appeared in the distant brush. Without hesitation, the final shot of the day rang out clean, decisive, placing the perfect period at the end of a day of relentless pursuit. Land Rover Defender rolled down the last rugged trails, the exhaustion of a long day finally caught up with us. On my iPhone 15 Pro, I jotted down a few notes, lessons learned from the hunt. Every mission is not only about eliminating threats, but also about understanding our enemy and improving ourselves. We have the strong backing of the U.S. government with clear support resources and insurance policies, giving us peace of mind to devote ourselves fully. The mission in Tennessee is far from over. We will return for the next chapters of this fight. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss a single moment of this ongoing battle. For many farmers in Louisiana, every morning they step onto their fields, and what greets them isn't the lush green of their crops, but a battlefield in ruins. Cornfields torn apart, sweet potato rows uprooted, the deep imprints of wild boars' hooves and the marks left by their dragging bodies carved into the soil like a direct challenge. Even the most intricate traps become useless in the face of their cunning. When sweat and hard work are destroyed in a single night, frustration reaches its peak. And that's why we're here. This is the battle to reclaim peace for these fields. How will it end? Stay tuned to find out. As the first light of dawn breaks, amidst the vast grassy fields, everything seems calm. But through the eyes of a hunter, any unusual movement is enough to set our team into action. The pilot immediately grips the control stick, diving the helicopter down like a hawk swooping in on its prey, creating the perfect position for me to lock the boar into my sights and take it down with a single shot. That's how we kick off a successful day of hunting. not far away, a breathless chase was unfolding as James' team had to handle 2 targets at once. No easy task. James unleashed a rapid barrage of bullets, and after a tense moment, one boar fell. The helicopter immediately swooped in, closing the distance to the remaining target. Then a single sharp, clean shot rang out, pinning the last dark figure to the ground. Do you think that final shot was as smooth as it seemed? If you were the one holding the rifle at that moment, could you stay calm enough to make that call? But if you're not experienced, don't try to follow our lead. The radio crackled, signaling that David's team had just bagged another one. It was a textbook move, using the helicopter's engine noise to break the cover, forcing the prey to reveal itself in the open. The moment the target appeared, David gave it no chance. A well-executed tactic, showcasing the experience of a seasoned hunter who knows how to turn his own equipment into a hunting tool. As soon as the new coordinates were confirmed, we charged straight toward the target. A whole herd of wild boars appeared, intensifying the urgency. Amidst the chaos of the herd, my hunter's instinct told me to aim for leaders. Without hesitation, I unleashed a burst of fire at the 2 largest ones, pinning them to the ground and quelling the chaos in just a few seconds. The ground is their territory, where a wild boar cornered with no escape can turn into an attacking machine with tusks as sharp as daggers, demanding that we stay focused and make split-second decisions. The churned-up earth beneath his feet was like a challenge, leading John to the edge of an unharvested field. There, a wild boar was charging toward it, clearly intent on causing destruction, but he wouldn't let that happen. A single shot, precise and clean, put an end to that foolish plan. The fragile piece of the field was preserved. It was a flawless collaboration, a showcase of the finest hunting dogs in action. They did the hardest part, driving a beast out of its hiding place and guiding it straight into James' sights. The moment the boar's snarling, tusked snout appeared, he immediately stopped the threat with a single shot. If you were him, would your hand shake facing such a massive, ferocious creature at such close range? As the sunlight began to fade, it seemed like everything was winding down, but the wild boars were not. My eyes locked onto a dark shape speeding away. It had seen us and was making a run for the hillside, its last escape route. But my bullet wouldn't allow it, forcing the beast to lie here forever, paying the price of the havoc it had caused. A flawless victory, closing out a hunting day that couldn't have been more perfect. The sun had fully set behind the trees, and the engine's roar finally died down, leaving only a true, peaceful silence. The Jeep Gladiator was now loaded with the fruits of the hunt. I pulled out my iPhone 16 to call the processing plant and a few locals, letting them know there would be a big feast tonight. This wasn't just meat, it was peace of mind for the farmers, a joy for the whole community as the threat had been pushed back. Our journey wasn't over yet, because out there, many more lands still need protecting. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming hunts.